in Pittsburgh. Brendan McManus to kick this. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense set to go to work, and once again at the helm, their longtime starter, that's Ben Roethlisberger.
And for Ben Roethlisberger, there are a lot of question marks coming into this year because he missed nearly all of 2019 with an elbow injury. And if he were younger, maybe not as many questions. But he turned 38 back in March. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers expect to see the old Ben Roethlisberger, who's thrown for over 56,000 yards in his career, leading their team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Josie Jewell.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
To the right side to Eric Ebron.
Complete to Eric.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And finally, he goes out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Roethlisberger will hand to Conner. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
James Conner.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll try and run for it with Conner. Yeah, he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. The Broncos offense set to go behind their quarterback in his second season now from Missouri, Charles. It's Drew Lock.
What a roller coaster for Drew Lock from the NFL draft until the end of his rookie season, because on draft night he thought he might go in the first round. Ended up going in the second, and then didn't get to start with the Broncos until near the end of his rookie year. But the Broncos did go 4-1 in those games, and he played very well, working on his agility and his pocket presence in the offseason. And I love how the Broncos upgraded around him in order to give him more weapons.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The Bronco ball carrier.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll start the drive with a give to Connor. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Down by Alexander.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
On the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Steelers 6, Broncos nothing.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now 2nd and 11 from the 32. Roethlisberger. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
Intended for James Washington. Incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
A 49-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will make our score 9-0.
Here's 9. Broncos nothing.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end. And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum. And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit. If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here too after a good stop. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Locked it and handed off here to Gordon. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Tyson. Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there. Here's the 3rd-year running back, Phillip Lindsay. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
3rd down.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there. A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone. Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one. Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right? Not one that I've ever met. Eluding the pressure right. Able to complete this one to McLeod. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter. Got an open man, it's Washington. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The catch and run there, good for 16 in the first. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And this carries into the end zone. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll hand this one off to Gordon, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And this is going to be incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
On the return, Johnson. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
First play of the drive, a first down run. That sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Second and 7. Now a give here to Snell. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 26. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
They'll go with Snell here on first down. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. Second and 7. Here's Snell yet again. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
He was brought down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. From 4 yards yards out. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Chris Boswell.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Another run by Lindsey. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
T.J. Watt there on the tackle.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw it is Locke. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
First down, Broncos.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Locke throwing on target to Fant. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
He's out of bounds.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Locke and Sutton on the connection there for a Denver 1st down.
I know a lot of Denver fans are really excited about the possibilities for Courtland Sutton now that Drew Lock is entrenched as their starting quarterback. Remember, last season, the last 5 games with Lock as the guy in charge, the team went 4-1. I think they'll only get better and better. As for the season, Courtland Sutton had 1,112 yards and 6 touchdowns with 3 different quarterbacks. Just put the ball in his vicinity, and he'll make a play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Locke. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Yards to go.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Not much there, only a yard.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and build a play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. T.J. Watt picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean,
and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 26 yards. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score defensively. How do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
No gain on
this defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Here's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Ebron. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Going with a big fullback line. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They go with Watt again, the fullback. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point now by Boswell. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16, and another 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just the week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.